Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we'll be talking about a great IM that misunderstood by many. Before we start, I would like to thank Hi-Fi Go for sending over the Juice Ear Harrier in for review. Rest assured, this review is, as always, 100% my own personal opinion. Okay, so the Juice Ear Harrier is a 9 3-breed IM. It has 1 dynamic driver, 6 BA, 2 microplaner, and costing around $300 US. Let's start with the box. The box itself look quite nice, and the marketing is kinda tuned with squiggling. And on the back, here's the specs with its frequency response graph. Okay, let's just open the box. Well, the sleeve look nice. Below the sleeve, it's just literal blank. Okay. When we open the box, we have this paper, and then obviously the IM was here, and this was the plastic for the microfiber cloth, and we have an introduction card. We also get this strap for the case, and we got ourselves this QC card, and then ear tips. Also, this is actually the plastic for wrapping the faceplate, which is very nice, attention to detail. And we got a lot of ear tips. There's a silicone type, and then the foam type, and we got ourselves a normal typical ear tips, and the modular module, the balance module with Juice Ear branding. And here's the microfiber cloth, the case, and here is the IM. Let's talk about the build quality and comfort of the Juice Ear Harrier. So the build quality, it was actually pretty nice, and the finishing is just perfect, like there's no imperfection. If the camera can see, it's just really smooth. And here's the vent. And for some reason, even though the Harrier has 9 driver, Juice Ear somehow managed to keep this to a normal size IM, because previously the DN142 and the Astral is just much more chunky than this, and the comfort is just really, well, at least with the silicone tips, it's just chef's kiss. As for the cable, it feels nice, and it is, I think it's high quality enough for the price, and it's just work, and it's kinda tangle free-ish. If you don't, do something like this, it will not get tangled. And this is the termination with the 3.5 single-ended module. To open this, you just unscrew there, and then pull, and then swap, and then screw back in. Done. As for the power requirement, honestly, anything with 3.5 jack works really well with this IM. This one, the Harrier, doesn't require, sub $500 or something to sound good, but it is kinda quite misunderstood by many. I will explain soon. With that out of the way, let's just talk about the sound. The setup I use, obviously the Juice Ear Harrier with the stock silicone ear tips because it is the most comfy. The Bose ZH3, VO Disc, Echo QX13, and the music is from Apple Music and YouTube Music. The genre is J-pop, EDM, rap, metal, and jazz. And my first impression with the Juice Ear Harrier is that, well, at least the first impression, it lacks wow factor. everything sounds in place. Oh, okay, nice, and that's it. Though over time, after I keep using the Harrier, the sound starts to grow on me. I actually start to appreciate the lack of wow factor. This is also probably the main reason why the Harrier has a mixed review online. Because, well, some people, let's say, when demoing a product only have like a few minutes of time, at least 10 minutes or 15 minutes max. And let's say the booth has a DN142 or Astral and then the Harrier. Obviously, if you A-B comparison, the Harrier is just literally going to lose the first impression contest. And another reason why, let's say just imagine, for example, someone is new to this hobby and then their daily driver is a typical sub 200 USD IM like Kato or Cadence from Moondrop. It has the same dip on the 10K, and they thought by spending more money you will get wow, such revelation and stuff. But instead they got a similar dip at 10K, so there is like expectation discrepancy. They expect everything to be wow, but they got a similar sounding IM only with better execution instead. Okay, anyway, so after using it for a week, I feel like the Harrier is actually a very nice sounding IM, and let me tell you why. It really reminded me of the HD 650 or 660S2 with extra bass. It has this really nice intimate quality, a real holographic with super layering, and actually it has a very nice vocals. It just has this warm mid-range, nice weight, and good bouncy bass with indeed slightly recessed treble compared to other sub 300 or 300 plus IM. Because the tuning is just, I don't know, maybe the tuning is, well, too safe or too laid back for some people, and it's just not similar tuning as like other 300 USD IM. So there's that, and let's just start from the bass. The bass, it sounds rounded, bouncy, punchy, but very well controlled. Everything about the Harrier is very well controlled. That's why it feels like the IM is lacking in the wow factor. Mid-range definitely on the mellow side, but it executes it in a very chef's kiss way. If you love mid-range, vocal, instruments, like let's say violin, trumpet, it's just wow actually. And the vocal sounds so intimate, it feels like you're having a personal concert with this IM, and it is tested on the Till-I, the Xenarin version. And as for the treble, this is where the Harrier has mixed review. The graph looks like a single dynamic driver IM. It has 10K dip that really looks like a truth ear gate kind of dip. And as I said earlier, compared to other 300 USD IM, they all don't have this dip. So that's why the internet just shouts, "It's recessed! It lacks treble bite!" and stuff, something like that. As for me, I really interpret this as the Harrier is tuned this way, which is cozy, very well controlled, warm, very comfy to wear for a very long listening session. Though for someone who already bought the Harrier blind buy and wants a more bite without changing the intimate, cozy, warm, very well controlled tonality, you can try putting this EQ. It consists of only one EQ band. I will put it right here. Okay, let's talk about the technicalities for an IM costing around 300 USD. The technicalities actually very good. Well, except the treble, because it is slightly recessed. Everyone screams something like that. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's tuned like this. Yeah, it is slightly recessed, but it's nice. Anyway, the stage, it is intimate size with hyper-realistic layering. Everything sounds very well placed and intimate in a good way. And to clarify, intimate is not the same as small and not the same as claustrophobic. Imaging, holographic, this is definitely the strong point of Harrier. The holographic in this IM is like almost on steroids. It has very, very, very good layers and again presented in intimate manners. So you literally just... Yes. Separation positioning spectacular. It is so good even though the stage is intimate, which is quite opposite if you think. Like, it is intimate and maybe some people would think that because it is intimate, the separation and positioning gonna, a little bit lacking. Nah, this one is just spectacular. The tail retrieval, very good. Even though the treble is, again, slightly recessed, it has a very good overall details. Well, not only the treble. For the bass, detail, nice. Mids, full of texture. The recessed treble, also very nice. And the comparison, the TLDR version, comparing this with other 300 USD IM is that the Harrier is just a very well behaved slightly recessed treble compared to the other 300 USD IM. So the conclusion of this review, if you're into mid-range, vocals, violin, orchestra music, this is like no-brainer. But if, let's say this is your first 300 USD IM, this won't give you the wow factor that you're looking for. My this is really subjective opinion on this IM is that it is a very good IM that really reminded me, again, like the HD650 and 660S2 with extra bass. And since the 650 is my daily driver, this IM is like no-brainer. I love the tonality. But indeed, because at first, I was expecting this because it has 9 drivers. I expect it's gonna be wow and what? Revelation 9 driver costing 300 and it just delivers like okay, it's good. Everything is on its place and that's it. So I don't know, it's good, but it does indeed lack the wow factor. Though if it were going to be compared to AB listening session, the Harrier definitely going to lose on treble. And maybe if there's going to be Harrier revision 2, I'm not saying that they will do it, or maybe, I don't know, it is not confirmed. They can use my EQ or collab with me. I can help tune your IMs because I eat equalizer. Also, I open a mixing and mastering commission and that's it. That's all from me for now. Thanks for sticking with me until the end and sorry for the awkward position of my hand because my mic is literally right here and yes, excuses. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.